Hey, how's it going? This is my dirty laundry basket. What's going on? Hey, we've been getting a lot of comments about wanting people asking to look at more books and look at continue with the living room tour. And several people said that we didn't spend enough time looking at these books over here. So that's what we're gonna look at these right now. Some more of these. We'll go through them. I know there's a lot of comic book fans out there. Dorks, geeks, and tards. So, all you dorks, geeks, and tards, we're going to look at some comic books. And these comics we're going to look at are probably going to be real interesting to you. They're not interesting to me because I'm getting rid of them. These are the books that, as I mentioned in the last video, are in a process of being kind of cold. Now, not these books here at the top. This one definitely. Look what I did. See, I cut a hole in that eye. I feel like we need to cut another hole over here and then draw a mustache. Hold on, let's do this. We'll go like. It's not really showing up very good because it's black. Not that there's anything wrong with things that are black. Um, they're just as good as things that are white. But it's not showing up that well. So we'll. It still looks pretty good though. I mean, that looks fucking great. But I think I need to we're gonna cut here like an eyeball out there. So because look how great this looks, man. You can hold it up and look through the eyeball right here. See, like. So we're not going to throw that comic away. We're going to keep it. This is a Civil War handbook. It's the Civil War Research Associates series by William H. Price. Isn't that cool? So I guess, here you've got the Union and the Confederacy on the backside there. I like the Union. I like the kid. I like this idea. Look at this 14-year-old. This was painted right before he took a giant cannonball and ripped his head right off. And then they had to, well, he survived the cannonball. It didn't rip his head off. It just put a big dent in the side of it. But he stepped on a nail, and so they had to amputate his entire leg because he got gangrene from stepping on a nail. We looked at this already. Apezilla we looked at. I told you what you need to do with Apezilla is you need to put a beer on it. We looked at this already. It was a free comic book day Godzilla book. This is some Johnny Quest. Let's get a little closer here so we can look at these. Look at that. That's a Johnny Quest comic. Maybe we'll go like this. Look at that. That's a Johnny Quest comic. Right? Pretty cool, huh? Well, that doesn't work. I guess we just got to leave it this way, huh? Yeah, so we're going to read these Johnny Quest comics. These aren't to get rid of. These Johnny Quests, they're to keep. We're going to keep these. This Love and Rockets, I started reading this and I haven't completed it, reading it. I'll finish reading it and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably keep this, but I might give it to my daughter-in-law. Excuse me. This is Post Malone's new comic book. It's a free comic book day preview of Post Malone's Big Rig. I read about half of this. The art was okay. This is another free comic book day. It's Energon Universe. I haven't read this yet. The art looks pretty good. Here's another free comic book day book. Planet Death. Haven't looked at it yet. Now we're getting to the culling. All right, these are the husks. This is everything that needs to get thrown out. These are the banana peels. So we have Shade the Changing Man. I probably read this like 30 years ago when it first came out. I can't remember, but we're going to do something with it. We'll read it and see if it's any good. And then maybe I'll look at the back of this one also has a face on it. Like, look, you do the same thing with this one. I mean, maybe sort of, but probably not. Anyway, we're going to do something with Shade the Changing Man. This Simpsons comic, I don't know that I could throw this away, but it's really beat up. Like, this was in my kid's room. My son's read this over and over, so I'll probably just give this to my son. Is where it needs to go. Here's another issue of The Ray. We got to do something with this. I don't know why I bought these when they first came out. I do remember liking the first couple issues, but I probably have the first 10 issues. We got to do something with these. Bonsai Girls. This is a dollar comic. It's like some like TNA type thing. Well, that back cover is pretty good. We have to do something with this. Black Condor. This is a real stinker, right? I think I got this in a dollar bin. I was reading these and thinking they were pretty good. That's kind of a cool T2 arcade game advertisement. X-Man. You remember this? I barely do. This was, I don't know. I mean, I read this. It's been a long time. I like that ad on the back for the X-Men Chef Boyardee X-Men pasta. That's cool. Sometimes what I'll do, this is kind of cool. I don't want to throw this out. It's kind of neat. Like stuff like this. See this Ultimate Marvel. This was some sort of a free thing, right? At the checkout stand. So I'll go through this and I'll look at it. And if there's some cool pinups or cool images in here, I might do something with them. You know, I might keep the comic. If there's like one image that's cool, I'll cut it out and do something with it. But like this is kind of neat looking. I don't know. I might just leave this somewhere for some kid. The same with this. I don't know. This is just advertisements for Marvel stuff from like 10 years ago. This was kind of cool. This is like actually has images of old comics in it. This would be something neat. I don't know though. It's hard to say if this is good for a first reader, but this is cool for me. I like this. I'll probably keep this and do something with these images in here maybe. Look at all of these. These could be magnets, could be postcards, could be cool stuff with that. So like this Micronauts. This is Micronauts number 28 from the first Micronauts series, which was pretty good, not bad. So sometimes when I'm leaving old comics or shitty comics or whatever, if I'm leaving a comic somewhere, it's also a thought in my head that this could be someone's first comic. So it's possible that this Micronauts, like say I took this Micronauts and I read it and decided that I didn't really want it, I didn't need it in my collection. So I put it in one of those neighborhood free libraries. So this could be then it's possible that some kid or some adult even that their first comic book that they ever read was Micronauts number 28 from 1981. So that's like what I'm doing is I'm taking the universe and I'm like molding it, doing something, adding something to it, putting something out into the world. The same with these videos. This is Death Rattle. This also must have come from the boys' bedroom. I think that this was, look, there's Ed Gein in here. This must have been in my son's bedroom. This is definitely not being thrown away. This will probably end up with that Simpsons comic, and I'll give it to my son, or I might keep it for a while. I need to reread this. I know I read it when I first had it. Somehow this ended up in my kid's room. That's why it's kind of beat up like that, I think. Or it might have been beat up like that when I bought it. I might have bought it in like a dollar bin. This is just another like free one shot or something. I don't know what this. That's a pretty good picture of Rogue right there. More free comic. This is a free comic from Free Comic Book Day from like 20 years ago. Shadows, Song of the Dragon. This is some female samurai thing that I got in the dollar bin. This it's got good art on the inside. That looks like Graham Morrow. I'm already bored with this. Let's move over to this side. Over on this side, yesterday we looked at some comic readers. We looked at a poster and some Avengers. These are children's books. That's what it looks like. We'll look at a few of these children's books. This is my copy of The Fantastic Mr. Fox from when I was a kid. See if it says anything on the inside. It does. It says, "For David on Christmas 73. Love, Nora." That's one of my older sisters. So this was Christmas when I would have been 9 years old. And I loved this book. This is a great book. The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Wes Anderson made a movie out of this book, and it was okay. But I liked the movie, but I still think that this book is good. It was better than the movie. This is Fairy Tale by Eric Siegel. You ever seen this before? Does it say once upon a time, or maybe twice, a thing happened? That's a nice beginning. Once upon a time, or maybe twice, a thing happened. That's nice. I need to reread this. I haven't read this in fucking 40 years. This is a guide to owning a rat. This is from when we used to have a rat. His name was Floyd, and he was very nice. And sadly, rats have short lifespans, so Floyd is no longer with us. This is adopted by Indians. This is a true story. This was who gave me this? I think my mother gave me this. I think my mother gave me this for my kids, for my sons. I can't remember exactly, but look, this is going to be great. I still haven't read this, so I've probably had this for 20 years. She probably gave this to me when my kids were little, like 20 or 30 years ago, and I still haven't read it, and it looks great. This is the type of stuff that I love. It's called Adopted by Indians, a True Story. Thomas Jefferson Mayfield. Illustrations by Hilaire Chisholm and Rick Jones. And it's got Tulare Lake right here, and then it shows a map of California. It shows Pueblo de San Jose, Mariposa. And then there's Terry. It looks like this takes place in the Central Valley. That's why she must have given it to me, because it takes place. Look, there's Pacheco Pass, Kings River. This is where we are right now. So this point of California where there's an angle change right here, right at that angle change, it doesn't show up on this map, but right at that angle change is a lake, a very big lake. It's called Lake Tahoe, and I live right on that tree right there. This is The King with Six Friends by Jay Williams. I loved this book in 4th grade. I need to reread it to see what it was that I loved about this book in 4th grade. I did in 4th grade do a presentation at school on this book, and inside here I made little paper characters of all little paper cutouts. I drew all of the main characters in the book and made them into these little cutouts, and then I performed the book or portions of the book like for the class. See this? So I was basically reviewing the book and telling everybody, hey, I love this book. This book is great. You guys should read this book. And I made all my favorite characters from the book. There's an elephant. And then I must have shown, I did like a little show and tell thing. What does this say? This is some money. It says Telenation dollars. I don't know what that's from or what that means. Here's a snake. So we should read this book. I need to reread this book and see what it was that I liked so much about it. And if it turns out that the book is great and I really still like it, I'm going to go through and figure out what these pieces of paper are, like who they are from the story. And then maybe I'll present it again. 50 years later, I'll do another presentation for the class of The King with Six Friends. Tell me in the comments if you would like that. This was one of my favorite books as a child. It's the story of Ferdinand. I grew up with this book. Maybe some of you also grew up with this book. Most of these children books, if not all of them, not all, some of them I'm saving, like this and the next one after Ferdinand. But this Ferdinand, this is for my grandson. I just haven't given to him yet. He's 5 and he's getting close to the right time for Ferdinand, I think. This is a great book, you guys. Have you guys ever read the story of Ferdinand? The art is absolutely beautiful. So Ferdinand was a bull who just wanted to sit under a cork tree. See, he just didn't want to fight in the bull ring, and he didn't want to have anything to do with the picadors. Look how big he got in 2 years. See, he got huge, and even he was very docile, and he just wanted to sleep and eat and didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to go to Madrid and fight, see? He didn't want to have to deal with these guys right here. The matadors, the picadors. Look at that. Isn't this beautiful? What a great book. I'm not going to give away the ending, but it's bloody. Okay, this is My Special Christmas, a personalized story about you and Santa. So, in the very early 70s, there's some schmutz over here. I wonder what that is. It almost looks like blood or something. I don't know what that schmutz is. In the early 70s, my mother ordered this book from this book publishing company. And it was this thing where they personalized the book, right? So it's just like all the books are the same, and then they type in things. See, look at this. It says, My Special Christmas, a personalized story about you and Santa. This book was written especially for David, with love and kisses from Mom. And then there's patent pending down here. This personalized computer book is by Me Books Publishing Company, a division of Dart Direct Merchandising Corporation, 1973. So it goes in here and it tells this story, and it's got my name in here, and it's got the name of like my friends and my siblings, and it says I live in San Jose, and this is an elf. His name is Golden Toe, and he's talking to me. We become friends, and he's at my house. See, look, he's got everybody's names up here on the stockings. He's got me, my brother, and some fictitious. We didn't have a cat named Kitty, but there was a dog that her dog was named Fluffy. It's weird that she didn't put my sister's names here. Like it's got my name, my brother. It should say both of my sisters instead of a dog and a cat. That's weird. I wonder if they didn't give her the option for that. Look at this. See this little rocket sled is called the David Express. And here it says people to call for help. David, John, or Steve. Steve, that's my best friend, Steve Scarlato. Yeah, it just goes on and on, man. I mean, look, it's pretty religious, and it's Santa Claus. It's My Special Christmas. All right, Simpsons. Let's look at there's this Grover book. You guys might like this Grover book. Maybe you remember this Grover book when you were a kid. That's also saved over for my kids. I don't feel like looking through it though. I'm bored already with this too. So let's move to the next. Let me look at the camera real quick and see how much time is left on the clock. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. 18 minutes. Yeah, we could keep going, right? I mean, you guys don't have anything else to do. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I like to keep my videos kind of short just because I watch videos myself, and if videos are too long, like, I'm going to click out of them, or if it's just like it's boring to me. So maybe you're bored right now at 18 minutes. You can go ahead and click out. I don't care. I mean, it's not bugging me. I'm not really making these videos for you. I'm making them for myself. So this is a book called Hollywoodland. I think it's Kim Deitch. I almost said Rick Veitch. This is Kim Deitch. This is really good, man. This is cool stuff. I recommend this. This is neat. Hollywoodland. What the hell is this? This is a zine. It's called The Ghosts of Ready Reference. So there used to be this guy that used to make these zines in San Francisco, and he was a career librarian at the main library in downtown San Francisco. That was his job for years and years. And he made zines, and he worked the Ready Reference desk. That's what this is about. This is The Ghosts of Ready Reference. So this is talking about what life was at the library before the internet, before computers. and he used to have to answer people's questions. And he would sit at this desk, and they would come up, and they would have stupid, crazy needs, library needs. And so he would have to like do the research for them and like lead them to the right portion of the library where they could find the answers to their questions. And so that's what this is about. It's about a guy working at a large library in a big city, solving people's problems, answering people's questions. It's pretty good. There's other ones I have by him too. That's just one. So he used to go to the Zine Fest in Golden Gate Park, this guy, and I bought his stuff directly from him. He would make these, and you can see he's just made this and just like stapled it together. And he would sell these. This is probably $2 or $3 or $4. That was kind of the going rate at that time. Everybody was selling their zines for just a couple bucks. It wasn't, $5 even. And $5 was like too much to ask at that time. And so it was like, $2, $3, $4 for a zine. Maybe 2 or 3, really. These are some music magazines from record stores over the years. There's a lot of these. This is a really cool one that has Wendy O. Williams on the cover. Isn't that cool? Hello. There it is. It's called Children? Is that what it's called? Children? A Shaxel record production. Children. California's Guide to Underground Entertainment. May 2008. What a fantastic cover of Wendy. Isn't that great? I freaking love that. It should be blown up big or something. Over here, this is some military stuff. This is stuff, well, this one in particular, this is something that the chaplain's assistant gives you. I have a whole collection of stuff that was given to me by different chaplain's assistants and chaplains and stuff. They come through, and they'll give you things, little pamphlets, I have a whole collection of Army Bibles that they give you, little Gideon Bibles and crucifixes and rosaries, all kinds of stuff like that. That's what this is. This is the Bulletproof Faith by Sergeant Jeff Strucker, Task Force Ranger, presently U.S. Army chaplain. And he's going to tell you some stuff in here, how to survive in combat, how to keep your shit clean, keep everything lined up,